I want a mascot. But what is a mascot? Mascot. From the French word mascot, it means lucky charm. It's a person, animal, or thing that represents, well, frankly, anything. Games, movies, the environment, prefectures, ideas. And these little lucky charms are an incredibly useful tool that bring good fortune, and in a sense that's more applicable to business, good publicity. Many mascots are birthed from different methods, and they serve differing needs. A lot of these characters are the peak of shape language, color theory, personality, and just character design in general. Let's go through a few mascots, discuss some of my favorite things about them, and maybe it'll help me get my ideas together for my own. Some mascots form very naturally, very organically. Take for instance Garfield. Garfield wasn't made with the intention of being a mascot. The comic strip character that became its own sort of brand identity. As an intersection of human and cat personality, his physicality really does reflect that. I mean, look at him. I mean, look at his body. Look at his feet. That's not a cat. That's a man. He acts like it. He sits like it. Look at the way he leans on the table, the way he sips his coffee. He's the kind of selfishness that we find endearing in cats. And there's a sense of timelessness to his humor, that sardonic tone. And especially as time has gone on, it's about his inner world, his snarky thoughts and his snarky comments. Garfield is he's grumpy relatable. Then you've got characters like Mickey Mouse. Simple, iconic. Honestly, your everyday everyman. Your neighbor. Mickey Mouse is friendly, approachable, not a liar, which is kind of funny given the brand it comes behind, this sort of, in a lot of people's mind, evil corporate entity. And then you've got Mickey Mouse, a character that kind of embodies honesty and is your everyday everyman. I think that's very intentional. Mickey Mouse is very friendly, he's non-threatening, he has no political opinions. He's just a nice guy. Then if you want to look at more on a character that's got a more political vibe, let's look at Smokey the Bear. Made during World War II, while many able-bodied men were enlisted in the armed forces, the U.S. Forest Service actually began an advertising campaign to teach people how to prevent and fight fires. Smokey is always very realistically depicted, very serious with like a friendly-ish undertone. He's Uncle Sam. It is a call to action. He's looking directly at you. Every picture I see, Smokey is looking right at you, right in your eyes. It is a call to action. Only you specifically can prevent wildfire. And then the character most useful to our own purposes, Pikachu. In my mind, there are three Pikachu. You've got Pikachu the character, Pikachu the brand, and Pikachu the Pokemon. First is the distinct character. He's got a real personality. He's got wants, needs, agency. He's Ash's friend. This is a real person somewhere. Another Pikachu is the stickers, the branding, the one that represents all things Pokemon. It's the one on the packages, it's the one you see on the Pokemon Day logos, it's the icon. And then there's the actual Pokemon, the one you interact with like you would any other Pokemon. They exist in the wild, you come across them in the game, and plenty of trainers have this Pokemon. Pikachu is friendly, exciting, just a little teeny itty bit dangerous. He's got points on him, he's got a lightning bolt for a tail, he's fast, he represents all things Pokemon. Pikachu is a friend, and I want Pikachu to be my friend. I think that comes across very clearly in the design. Now, with all that in mind, what am I going to do for my own mascot? Now, there are a few things that I know I want. First off, I want it to be a black-footed ferret. Look at the channel, look at the brand, we like weasels here. And the black-footed ferret is North America's most endangered mammal. So I'd love to use a mascot as an excuse to platform an endangered species. I want the creature to give off a mischievous vibe. I'd also like it to be a food creature. Part of why I'm going down this route is, as you can see, I've got a theme park theming. I want this creature to be the spirit of all things fair, theme park, carnival, all of that. I want it to embody that mischievous personality of the fair and the weasel. I'd also like the character to sort of sit appealing to maybe an older kid, younger teen audience. Like, I grew up around a lot of that 90s, 2000s, edgier kid shows, and I feel like we've really lost that pocket of media that's mature and respects your intelligence, but isn't, like, outright for adults. Think Ratchet and Clank. Think DreamWorks. Might say the occasional ass or damn, but by all metrics, it's perfectly fine for most kids. I think some of that mischievous personality will help me push it towards that design. So let's get into working on it. So I start off by drawing an array of fair foods, especially ones that are long or tubular to fit that weasel build. For the longest time, I was thinking I'd use some sort of corn dog or even funnel cake, since honestly it's my favorite fair snack, but ultimately a pretzel just seemed like the perfect idea. A big bonus is that pretzels can be sweet or savory, so it's an incredibly versatile fair snack. Then I just start sketching out some fun shapes. While I do scrap a lot of these sketches, I do plan on using that multi-headed weasel design later, so wink wink. Eventually I settle on a body that I like, and I give it a Cheshire Cat-like smile. I'm giving it a very abstracted, iconographic face and expression. It's very toony, and it's not very realistic. Frankly, I think it just looks like a little stinker, and that's exactly the vibe I'm going for. I'm treating a lot of the detail with that abstracted sense of design. I want to make it pretzel-like, but I don't want it to be a very grounded, realistic, literal pretzel. And I think with the right colors and some salt crystals, that should go smoothly. I even want to leave it maybe goopier and undercooked looking. We'll see. Another thing I envision with this character is the idea that each one could feasibly be unique. Unique within the same place, but also unique to a region. Just like it could be savory or sweet, from region to region, event to event, we could see different types of buns and cakes and mochi, etc. as this weasel. I think it's great. When I go to add the colors, I'm gonna segment off the paws, but all of the coloring on the ends are still gonna be in this like sketchy-like style that should be evocative of cooked or burned bread. I'll be honest, I think I'm gonna have to tweak the design for a 360 spin. Some of these shapes don't really take three-dimensionality into mind, but I'm super happy with this regardless. I really do think I accomplished every goal I set out to in this design. Meet Weetzel from Wheat, Pretzel, and Weasel. This mysterious creature can be found near fairs, carnivals, theme parks, and any other fun, party-filled spaces. Those lucky few who spot this rare creature are said to be blessed with good fortune. But be warned, this fortune comes with the caveat that it's not always quite what you wished for. 99 times out of 100, whenever a Weetzel is spotted in the wild, they're scurrying off with something stolen in their clutches. Oh, and when I say not quite what you wish for, I mean it in a monkey's paw sort of way, but ultimately harmless, funny, humorous. It's nothing that's gonna kill you. Like I said, I'm really happy with this one. What do you think? Does this design say marketable plushie? Have I succeeded in making a design that resonates with you? I know it does for me, and I can't wait to find an excuse to use this design somewhere. And I think with this design, I'm better fleshing out what I really want to do for my region. I'm kind of excited in how it's going. And if you want to see how it turns out, subscribe, follow the channel, stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you then. Bye.